It's no secret to fans of Asian media that BL is heavily censored in China, to the point where danmei and manhua authors and artists can face legal repercussions for creating anything BL. Even though the media is banned, writers still find a way to share thoughtful and romantic stories involving men, oftentimes without any love confessions or kissing scenes. The Chinese animation or Donghua cure/anecdote, also known as Jie Yao, has no BL or romance tags on the streaming service Viki, but anyone with eyes can see that this is a romantic story between two outcasts who come together to move forward from their past. Welcome back to the Wonder of Anime YouTube channel. My name is Lisa, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Donghua Cure and why it's a beautiful boys' love story, despite not having the typical romantic moments that we're used to seeing in BL. I discovered this animation on the streaming platform Viki. I am a new subscriber, and I had a feeling that it was BL, even though it had no BL or romance tags. And I even updated my subscription in order to be able to watch this. And I am so glad that I did, because I really fell for this story. Instead of my usual binge where I would watch every single episode in a day, I kind of spread this anime out into a week's worth of watching. That way I could really let the episodes sink into my heart and take them for what they are. Cure, as it's known on Viki, also goes by Jie Yao or anecdote. I will say I am not a Chinese speaker or Mandarin speaker, so I do apologize if I'm not pronouncing things 100% correctly. I'm just sounding them out phonetically. It was animated by Seven Stone Entertainment, and it's based on a light novel or danmei, and then it was also adapted into a manhua by Wu Zhe. The series contains of 13 episodes, and each episode is around 18 minutes. Cure is about a privileged man named Chen K who leaves his parents' house after a fight, kind of disagreeing on what he wants to do with his life because he is a sand artist and kind of not wanting to be involved with his dad's businesses. As he's, out wandering the street, he gets into this weird fight with this random guy who is kind of like a delinquent, and his name is Jiang Yu, who later becomes his landlord somehow, some way. At first, they're butting heads and they are very hostile towards each other, but as the show goes on, they start warming up and grow closer to each other, and they help each other navigate through life. The story covers trauma, PTSD, mental illness, and stigma, family issues, and a whole bunch of other themes. To understand the confusion with whether this story is a BL or not, it's important to understand the state of censorship that is currently ongoing in China. In 2021, there was a nationwide effort by the Cyberspace Administration of China, known as the CAC, to basically quote unquote clean up the internet and censor anything that could potentially dirty up the minds of the Chinese youth. And of course, that included a lot of web novels, danmei, manhwas, that included anything that would fall under the LGBTQIA umbrella. As a result, writers and artists, they can face legal repercussions for creating BL media. And this has resulted in a new type of genre, which many refer to as bromance, which essentially is a BL with the explicit love tones removed. Kissing, no explicit love confessions, anything that could be considered, make this gay, essentially, we're gonna cut it out. And something that has been seen a lot is them censoring BL media that has existed prior to this censorship. So they will, for example, take a Chinese drama that was a BL Chinese drama, edit out anything that could be perceived as BL, and then re-release it for entertainment. This, of course, is just a brief overview of the censorship. This is a very complex issue, and I will be sure to link some resources in the description of this video if you're curious on doing more research yourself. While the censorships and the reason behind it are frustrating, I find such a deep appreciation for the Chinese writers and artists who are still creating compelling love stories within the confines of the censorship. The animation for Cure is proof of how a good storyteller can still bring across a message of love and partnership without explicitly saying so. Through the 13 episodes, we can see how Chen Kai and Yang Yu go from being enemies to caring for each other very deeply. Despite their different upbringings, they are able to be vulnerable with each other and help each other succeed in their personal endeavors. To me, the moment where it became undeniable that this story is about love is through the final arc of Jiang Yu's mental health issues. In this story, he struggles a lot, and a lot of people think he's crazy. A lot of people think that he is making up his delusions and that he has a mental illness. As he grows closer to Chen Kai, he's able to be vulnerable and let him know about his past, the trauma that he experiences. And as a result of his relationship with Chen Kai, he actually moves forward with getting treatment and goes to an inpatient facility to seek help for his mental illness. If that is not a proof of how much you can love somebody and using somebody to motivate you to be a better person, to take care of your mental health, I don't know what is. But that was at that moment that I realized that, okay, this is absolutely definitely a BL. After I finished Cure, I did learn that this is based on a BL story by the same name, Antidote Cure, and it made so much sense as to why I was like, I'm picking up the BL vibes. But of course, that is also very heavily censored due to the censorship issue in China. I'll be honest, the animation for Cure, especially if you are someone who watches a lot of anime, it's a little bit jarring at first. And it definitely gives off like budget vibes, to be completely honest. There are a lot of cuts to scenes where I'm like, I don't know how we got here. It's hard to tell how much time is passing in the series, if things are the next day, if things are happening in a couple of weeks. But besides that, it is a very entertaining story. There's definitely moments that made me laugh, moments that made me cry, and it was an enjoyable watch. If you are someone who is not familiar with any Chinese media, you haven't read any of all, it may be a little bit jarring or confusing to understand some of the terms that people refer to each other, some of the honorifics, or, you know, the relationships that people have. But I think this is a great series to kind of get yourself introduced to that and see how a love story can be told even with limitations. I hope you guys are able to check out Cure. If there are any other Chinese animation, BL or not BL, that you think I should check out, please let me know in the comments before. If you've seen this, I also would love to know your thoughts. Like I said, I do know there's a BL manhua. Unfortunately, Bilibili shut down, and I know that's where it was. And I also think that it's not completed, but I'll have all the information in front of me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.